Good morning, Gate City. Good morning. Wow. All right. That's a reception. Good deal. Good deal. Welcome everyone. Robbie's here, so we can get started. All right. Rolled in and got his breakfast. I think Dennis, you have our invitation this morning. Dennis Marcotte. We'll see you, Dennis, today. There he is.
And I'm not prepared, but that's okay. Let's bow our heads. Dear Lord, you give us many graces to lead our lives. We thank you for them. We need to use them. And we use them through our Rotary functions, our friendships, and what we do to help mankind. Let us continue down that path with more grace. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Of all the things you say, do, and think.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
All right, Dave. Steve, I spotted you today. You couldn't get away from it. All right, Steve, who's here?
Well, we have no visiting Rotarians. Cheryl David, would you introduce your guest?
My guest is applying for membership today. This is Pam Duffy. She's a fellow estate planning attorney. She's a litigator. And you were a past president of the High Point Rotary. Oh, it's Alamance Rotary. So, welcome, Pam.
All right. That's it for now. All right, very good. So, Dale, who got older?
We got more old people here. On June 11th, Lisa Simpson will get older. On the 12th of June, Rob Midget. And Randy Elliott will be celebrating a birthday on the 14th of June. We have a wedding anniversary coming up on June 10th for Nancy and Dennis Marcotte.
All right, thank you. All right, Rotarians, I think we've got a couple of minutes. We can do a sock check real quick.
Sock check. I thought we were going to do the feud.
Oh, wait a minute. Sock check first. Sock check first. Anybody? Justin, come on, man. Come on, you've been traveling? Chili peppers. All right, chili peppers. Anybody got an answer to that?
He's got the peppers. I don't have anything for it.
You got nothing?
Well,
Oh, no.
you're in the game always. You're always.
All right. I think it's undisputed. Walt gets it today. That's it. Sports cars. That's awesome. All right, Walt. Good show. Good show.
Is that an exemption from the feud? Is that what I
All right. And thanks for bringing that up, Walt. It's time to play the feud. Let's play the feud. All right. I told you guys the kid gloves were off. This one's gonna be. Danny's here. Danny, when you're here, I've got, it's the Farley thing. I gotta go. All right, you guys get ready. Get ready, Farley family. Who's the Farley family gonna play? Man.
No eye contact.
All right, it's the Quinn family. The Quinn family versus the Farley family. All right. Farley family, you gonna play or pass? Farley family's gonna play. Oh. All right, I told you guys this is gonna be a tough one. Top 4 answers are on the board. There's only 4 answers on the board. Name a place you visit where you aren't allowed to touch anything. Name a place you visit where you aren't allowed to touch anything. Top 4 answers on the board.
Too much information.
All right, for the bull in the china shop. Ding, 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 number 4 answer. All right, so this is your indoctrination.
You are allowed to visit.
All right, going with the museum, sounds reasonable.
That's just why.
Museum, number 1 answer. All right, you got no strikes, Farley family. 2 answers left on the board. 3, 2, 1. The jewelry store. All right, so she's telling on herself. Nobody will let Cheryl touch anything at the jewelry store. Oh, no, there's no crowd, there's no group participation on this. You're on your own on this one. All right, Ken, we got 2 answers left on the board. We're going with the antique store. All right, 1 strike left, 2 answers left on the board. What do you guys? You can't.
Grandparents.
Starting to figure out what kind of child David was. Not allowed to touch anything at Grandma's house. All right. Wayne family, you got a chance to steal. You got 2 answers left on the board. What do you got?
All right, we're good with hospital.
Man, bunch of troublemakers. Hospital. Final answer.
Yep.
Farley family wins it. All right, that table over there, I know y'all know what one of the answers is. What is it?
Buster's
My bedroom.
His bedroom.
All right, yeah, y'all left some low line of truth on the table. So, the zoo, you can't touch anything at the zoo.
That's what we
That's your
said.
number 2 answer.
We didn't say
Number
that.
3 answer, you can't touch anything at the gentleman's club. You can't. And I know I heard y'all say that. You just heard.
We never would have got that. I couldn't go back that far.
That's all that table was talking about. I know Ben Bracken knew the answer.
Unfortunately, I did. It was a distant memory.
All right, so moving on to announcements. See Dale Hopkins this morning? I think I saw him this morning. All right, so he has sent the sign out to the club. I know we have a trash pickup this Saturday, right? Anybody signed up for that yet? Raise your hand. Anybody? Yeah, it'll be the usual place. All right, so guys, check your email. If nobody in the room signed up for trash pickup, that's not a great sign. So let's make sure we get a couple people signed up. It is this coming Saturday, June 10th. Changing of the guard, 6:22. Want to update us?
Ralph, I took the liberty of signing you up, by the way. Sorry. So I went in and started looking at the sign up, and I saw, I'm knowing some people aren't checking their emails, or they may have a bad email address, or they don't have an email on there. So I wrote up a manual list here, and you can see if you've already RSVP'd one way or the other. It's on this front sheet. There's 2 pages, and then there's a manual sign up here. Just put number of guests in your name and then meal choices. All right, let's pass it from back forward. Kenneth, got stop at your table. This is your job next year, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys. Let's definitely see if we can get the list around.
We have 60 people so far, so let's see if we can get to 70 of them.
Awesome. All right, good deal.
What are you, is everything on there?
Okay. All right, so moving on, just dates to remember. Don't forget, Ralph's first club assembly is going to be 6/29. That's the week after. That's actually going to be a super important club assembly. I know sometimes people view that as a, take the meeting off day, but Ralph's going to be setting the stage for what the year looks like. So definitely be here and be prepared to discuss some things on the 29th. No meeting July 6th. That is July 4th weekend, so no meeting there. And I know the district installation email has gone out a few times. I've only gotten a word back from a couple of people that are interested in going to that. And just so that you guys know, this year, Lloyd has decided he's the incoming district governor. This is super informal. I mean, it's at a baseball game. It's the Family of Rotary event, that they're doing every year. This year, it's at the Winston-Salem Ballpark. You go to a baseball game, they're going to do a really brief installation ceremony while you're there, but there'll be a ton of Rotarians out there, from all over the district. So definitely sign up for that if you're going to be in town and have the ability to go.
Steve and I are going, I think the sign up deadline was yesterday.
Well, we can still,
I'm sure we can sneak
we can sneak some people in, but yeah, if you are interested, shoot me an email today.
Emergency. They'll let you in.
For sure. All right, any other announcements? That's it. All right, quiet day. Buster's back.
To the top.
It's about that time. Let's do it. Happy dollars.
Happy dollars. That's what I'm with Justin.
All right. I hate to sound like a blood-sucking attorney, but we are having a blood drive. About 30 seconds about that. So feel free to stop by our office. We're going to have refreshments and everything out there. Bloodmobile will be out there. Obviously, a good cause, and obviously our locale needs this type of thing. So y'all can make it out there. 11:30 to 3. So if y'all can make it, please drop by.
James Edwards.
So this last couple of weeks, I missed last Thursday, and I watched the video. Appreciate the kind words, Chip. It was my 35th wedding anniversary. But I got a call at 4 o'clock on Thursday morning that my daughter was in labor, and she gave us my first grandson. His name is Lincoln James Boone, so I'll give you this Lincoln.
Yeah,
This is really for our speaker. I'm going to take a phone call this morning if I get one. My youngest child is supposedly landing in Edinburgh any moment. I'm waiting for confirmation. She didn't tell me what she was doing until she was in the airport at JFK last night. I said, "Oh, wait, what are you doing?" She goes, "I'm taking Scotland on film." She goes, "I'm required to watch The Grail and Braveheart." So that's summer reading. Yeah, it's the real Grail.
Well, I was lucky to talk my wife into going to a show. We were celebrating. I got an anniversary gift to get her out of town for a weekend. We went up to Chicago, saw the best concert, saw U2 and the Lumineers Saturday night. I'll tell you what, it was beautiful out. There were fireworks. I got nosebleed seats, but the view behind the stadium, there were fireworks going on after the baseball game. So it was just an excellent experience. All to do.
I want to congratulate Justin for getting approved and inducted into the Virginia State Bar yesterday.
Wow.
First one is I want to apologize to everybody that might have showed up at a 5:05, and I sent the email properly twice yesterday. I don't know how my iPad got screwed up, but that didn't go out until like 5:45, which is like you like. And then my other dollar is comes under the luckiest boy in the world. Wilder's off at forestry camp, and he's caught about 18 ticks all total on his body personally. They're out in the woods and all that, but they went down to the coast this week to a place called Camp Trinity that they're staying. And so Wilder says, "Dad, you're not going to believe this. Julie, the girl I took to formal, is a counselor there." I said, "Really? What's that mean?" He says, "I'm not coming home this weekend."
Well, I had a happy
How does that
dollar.
work out?
I haven't totally officially retired yet, but I had a job offer. Cooper's offered up a job of forklift at his place. I'm really excited. It's something that I'm actually qualified to do. Well, Grandpappy was telling me about a friend of his, and friend wasn't feeling very well. And he goes to the doctor and he says, I just feel really bad. The doctor said, "Well, let me run some tests." And so he ran some tests and he said, "Go home. I'll give you a call when I find out the results." So about a week later, he gets this phone call and the doctor says, "Well, I got some bad news and I got some worse news." And the guy said, "Well, what's the bad news? He said, well, you got 24 hours to live. He said, what could possibly be worse than that? He said, I tried to call you yesterday.
Very nice, very nice. All right, well, I think Ralph Jones is going to introduce our speakers.
All right, let me find it. All right, we've got a special speaker this morning for me because I lost my mother to cancer, so it's very dear to me. Anytime I hear anybody speak about it, it's fascinating, and I mean it's good to kind of keep in your mind. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about Brian. He graduated from Monmouth University in 1998 with a BS in medical technology and is presently pursuing his MBA at Elon University. Brian has over 19 years of experience in the areas of medical staffing, IT, contractor placement, executive staff and ITO, and BPO. As of now, he's the Chief Operating Officer at Global Strategic Business Process Solutions. Where am I here? Inc. In 2003, he founded the Denise Marie Flaherty Memorial Foundation and presently serves as its president. David also sits on the board of the Alamance Regional Charitable Foundation, helping to further his interest in community and philanthropy. As a father of 2 beautiful sons, he is a devoted husband, and Brian also enjoys golf, fishing, basketball, camping with his family. Other passions include his love for coaching basketball, a highlight of which includes coaching his 2 sons at Blessed Sacrament School. So please welcome Brian Flaherty.
My mother graced me with a booming voice. Can everybody hear me, or do I gotta get on the mic? Is that good? All right, I move better and talk better when I'm moving. So I am Brian Flaherty. I founded the Denise Marie Flaherty Memorial Foundation. We now go by the DMF Foundation, so you may have seen that. I have some friends here who are on Facebook, and Judy, thank you for inviting me out here. And Judy's husband, Jimmy, and Pip Triad Science have been a tremendous partner for the foundation and really understand our mission. So a little background real quick before we get started. My mom obviously has passed. It's a memorial foundation. She passed in 1993 from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. It's probably my favorite subject is to talk about my mother, so it is my honor to be here. The foundation we specialize in treating families who are dealing with the emotional and financial burden of cancer. So that is non-discriminatory. We don't care what race, color, creed, type of cancer you have, age, or sex. So we've helped a 2-year-old boy with leukemia, we've helped women with breast cancer, we've helped men with prostate cancer, and across the gamut. So a little unique in that regard where we kind of don't specialize. You simply have to meet 3 criteria. So if anybody knows anybody that's dealing with cancer and dealing with the financial burden, you can see me afterwards. I'd love to hear from you, but you have to be obviously dealing with the financial burden of fighting cancer, and you have to be willing to demonstrate that financial burden in some way or form, and you have to be not anonymous. We are very, very transparent, as you'll see as we go through some of these slides, which, of course, technology, you're going to love it. Who we are, that's my mom there. That's her high school photo, and every year, that's a certificate of merit. In addition to the beneficiaries that we support, the families that we support with emotional and financial need, we also donate money, a portion of every one of the events that we do to collaborative cancer research. The way this whole thing really started was Memorial Sloan Kettering. After my mother passed away, I was a freshman in college at Monmouth University, and I came home from college to a stack of bills to the tune of, I can't remember anymore, it was a very difficult time for me, but several $100,000, I believe 350 roughly. So pretty much since 1993, I've been paying that back in one way or another, and I'm proud to announce that we have eclipsed $300,000 in total payback in conjunction, so about $400,000 when you talk about what we give to families and what we give back to Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. So pretty exciting number. So we're a 501c3. Like I said, we started in 2003. We started raising money for the Lance Armstrong Foundation. It's a funny story. You guys are all a jocular crew, so you'll appreciate this. My my buddy calls me out of the clear blue one day, and I kind of have a reputation of being in. You know, I'm in. So they call me Red Flaherty, and then they also call me I'm in. So so I tend to be easygoing in that regard. He calls me up. He says, "Hey, Red, I want to ride this 100-mile bike ride with the Lance Armstrong Foundation." This is before Lance was a jerk and was still a hero. And so we were all very proud of Lance at that point. And so I said, "Yeah, I'm in." Didn't have a bike. Hadn't been training. I ran cross country and track. Believe it or not, once upon a time I was in better shape than I am now. And I ran all through college, but I hadn't done that since. And so I bought a bike, started pedaling my tail off, and I raised $5,000. And at the Green Jersey dinner, the idea was born to do golf outings and dinner auctions, and that's where that whole thing sort of evolved. So interesting evolution. I'm not much of a holy roller. I'm a Catholic. I believe in God, and I have a reasonable faith, but I do believe in the Holy Spirit. And if you look at the evolution of my foundation, it really just is me following the signs laid out. So in 2003, we started doing that. 2004, after that, I started the golf outing in New Jersey, which is where I was born. Ran it there for about 7 years before I moved down here. And then a few years ago, we decided, 2010, that we would start donating some of the money to families in need. 2013, which was our 10-year anniversary, we actually became official 501c3. And in that same year, we also expanded out to Illinois, and now we have events in Illinois, Ohio, now here in North Carolina, and New Jersey still. And New Jersey's coming up on its 14th annual event. Kathy Donovan was our first beneficiary. So today we stand with families. We host 6 events, as I mentioned, in 4 states. We've also had 5Ks, as you see right there. We have the upcoming lungs, Legs for Lungs, and hashtag Lungs for Matthew, and the fight continues. That's this Saturday. So I'll talk more about that as we get through the presentation. So we have a 5K in New Jersey, a 5K here, and then the 4 golf and dinner events. But we've also started sustained donorship programs, which help us raise funds throughout the year. So very early on, we were event-centric. So it was always identifying a local family wherever we hosted an event. But now we've been able to, and through my affiliation with the Alamance Regional Charitable Foundation, which has been tremendous, I say all the time, one of the things I know for sure, and I know the most, is that I don't know enough. And so being with them, I've really learned a lot, is that we are able to help people like Phyllis, where we actually put in an entire HVAC system for her family, and she housed 3 generations of the Evans family in that home, and sadly Phyllis never got to turn it on, but her family is now enjoying the last gift that she ever gave them. So we also, like I said, donate to collaborative cancer research. Paid forward gift I talked about. So we hedge both bets, right? We want to help people that are dealing with paying bills. You shouldn't have to worry about paying your mortgage or losing your car or denying yourself medications or treatments because you can't afford it. But also we have to pay for these innovative research technologies to get things going. The other who we are is this. That's Anastasia. There's Kathy. These are just some of the families now. There's baby Drew. That's Becky. Becky was the beneficiary in Illinois, which was our inaugural event. And I don't know if you guys know the Beschels. Everybody here know Dr. Beschel? Well, there's 2 of them. And the younger Dr. Beschel helped get us started in Illinois, and Becky sadly passed away 2 weeks before our first event in Illinois. But Ken and Drew have been coming to the event now for 4 years ever since. So it's really cathartic, and it's more than just the money that we raise for them. There's Don. Michelle, that was a wonderful story where we helped them. And then, I can't go through all of them, and now we're up to some more current. Alicia is still alive, has been a beneficiary, has been a speaker. We've helped Alicia more than once. We flew her to Houston. She wasn't going to be able to go, and she got involved into an experimental program which literally saved her life. So that was after a recurrence of cancer and after she had already been the beneficiary. So once you're in your family, sort of what we say, that's my baby boy. Hello, Brad. So what we're about, Collaborative Cancer Research Center, I mentioned it, that's a particle accelerator. That's Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center press release. Pretty exciting technology. Gene therapies are becoming very big, so It's difficult for me to spend, money to a huge organization like Memorial Sloan Kettering. I just sent them $8,000 with some of the proceeds from our Illinois event. I posted that on Facebook too, if you'd like to follow us on that. But it's important that, we do both. So next up, as I mentioned earlier, and there's the banner, we have the 5K. Going back to Pip Triad and the Brumleys, Brandon Williams is a good friend of mine. I'd met Brandon before he joined Pip, and I had met Jimmy before they were co-workers, and they do an amazing job. They partner with my foundation. They ship signs to all of my events, literally. So even though they're in Ohio and Illinois, I still only go through Pip. They've been tremendous. I don't even know what I pay per sign because it isn't, there's all kinds of things that are thrown in and all kinds of ancillary benefits, including like 24-hour lead times. It's insane. Brandon's working tirelessly, and the only way he's able to do that is because of the graciousness of the Brumley family. And Brandon really spearheaded this whole thing. Brandon and Matt went to high school together, and Matt is been fighting cancer since he was 15 years old. And right now he is in the hospital and literally waiting for a miracle. He needs a double lung transplant. So we are already over $5,000. We only put this together like 4 weeks ago. We're working around the clock for it, but one of the things that I think makes us very different is we're a 100% volunteer organization. I do this is not my full-time job. I wish it was, but it isn't. And everything that we raise goes to our mission. And so in addition to that, everything we raise goes to people that you get to literally see the impact. You donate to a larger organization, and you may never know where that money goes, and unfortunately a lot of that money goes to political affiliations and attorneys, no offense to attorneys. But we don't have any of that, so this is where your money goes. Matt Williamson, Alicia, Don. Schedule for the rest of the year. One of the things I wanted to talk about, and I'm very excited to be out here, is that we made a big leap here in North Carolina. We expanded out to Greensboro. We're hosting at the Andover Resort. It's a much bigger venue. It's a much bigger event. We were at the Challenge Golf Club. Where I am in Elon and Burlington, there's not really a venue that can host our type of event because we really are a golf outing and a full dinner gala where we have a keynote speaker who's always a cancer survivor and talks about an inspirational story of survival. And I feel like that's important. So we're going to the Grand Over, and so it's going to be right here in the backyard here in Greensboro. So if anybody is interested in participating in that event, I will let you know as a caveat. Whoever is the first of our event level sponsors will get to sit with me on the John Boy and Billy show and be interviewed under the producer of the John Boy and Billy show. And so that's a nice little ancillary perk. But that's going to be an exciting event, but that's our schedule for the remainder of the year. And that's it. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I do. How do you become a participant of funds? And how do these folks find you?
Yes, I will hand out some cards, and I have some business cards here, so anybody wants to get one, but DeniseFlahertyFoundation.org. So that's the easiest way. We actually just redid our website. Thank you to Pip Triad as well. They were my website design company. I'm very excited about the new website. We used to do Eventbrite, things like that, and different registration links, but now everything funnels through the website, which is awesome. The story's up there, the picture's up there, there's a great video, there's a 90-second video clip of everything that we're about on there as well. But great question, thank you.
Yes, how'd you get to Burlington?
Again, the Holy Spirit. How did I get to Burlington, man? I don't know. I'll tell you, it's I had a young son, and I love him too, and he's a miracle. I tried for 5 years to have my first child, and when I got him, his name is Shane, and that means gracious gift from God. We thought that would be our only son, and then 4 years later, I had another miracle, and we had Brian. So kind of out of order that I named it that way, but I didn't want to raise children in New Jersey, quite frankly. So no offense, people in New Jersey, but I wanted out. So I was looking for an opportunity, and an opportunity came. I'm a jack of all trades, master of nothing, and a company came to me and asked me to start. I've been on a consulting company because I started a business down here. I started a manufacturing facility for them here,
Right.
and then I stayed. I loved it here, and I'm never leaving. Any other questions? I have raffle tickets for the 5K, so if you're not at the 5K and you can't participate on Saturday, we're raffling off like a $450 Yeti cooler. These are $20 each. We're only selling 250 of them, so you can get some of those. It'd be a great way to get involved in the foundation. But if you'd like to learn more, I'd love to share more with you. but I know we're close on time, so I don't know how I'm doing. Am I doing?
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah.
Good. Any other questions?
We've actually got time for another guest speaker, so.
I'm efficient if nothing else, so.
You just scratched it out another 20 minutes.
I still got another 50 minutes. Well, I can do that, no problem. So the fight continues. I like to talk about that, and I didn't touch on it, is there's a couple of cool things about that. So what the fight continues means is that I don't like when somebody says my mom lost her battle with cancer, or somebody lost their battle with cancer. You don't ever lose your battle with cancer. Cancer doesn't care what age you are, how old you are, what religion you are, doesn't care what political affiliation, it kills everybody. So everybody is going to, eventually get and lose that battle. And so you don't lose it, you go to rest. You've earned the right to go to rest. And the rest of us who are healthy, we carry on in your honor. That's where the fight continues comes. So you'll see that if you like my Facebook page, or you come and check me out on social media, you're going to see that every single time. I don't get this whole hashtag and stuff, but I have friends who say, I got a hashtag, I got to build this social media presence. So that's what that means. Lungs for Matthew is obviously pretty self-explanatory. And then the feather is the 5 Flaherty boys on their way to heaven. So that's where the feather has some symbolic nature as well. Yes?
One of the things that might light a fire under anybody who's on the fence would be to know the realization that we already have cancer. And we've had cancer since we were little. There are cancer cells in our body. I'm on a board over at Wake Forest Baptist Health.
Right.
And what happens is there's an arm wrestle with your immune system, and eventually the immune system gives in and the cancer cells wins.
Correct.
So cancer cells are already in my body.
Right.
It's already in your body.
Yeah, I tell everybody, what you do with your life will only hold it at bay or accelerate it. But either way, you're in that battle.
Yeah.
The best of days, obviously, you only have so much money, so many funds, you can only do so much. How do you choose who or what you support?
Yeah, that's a great question too. I hate to go back to the Holy Spirit feels like a cop-out, but there's always been, in every single case or every single family I've ever helped, there's always been some glaring distinction. And the reality is too, we're not a huge organization, so I don't have a huge influx. I tend to not say no too often. There's only really been a couple. And the people that we've not supported generally have a good network. Phyllis had nothing. Really, Phyllis is a tragic story. She's dead because she didn't have insurance and she didn't have money. That's why she's dead. She should have survived her cancer. And so she was getting the bare minimum of care and was working for her family and not taking her treatments, and she passed away because she didn't have money. And so honestly, the biggest criteria is how financially strapped you are, and that's how we make the selection. So the more transparent a family can be with their burden, their financial burden, the more likely they are to be a recipient. But we give large gifts. So the Alamance Regional Child Foundation is bound by certain things. We're a private organization. We are not bound. So I bought an HVA system. I sent Don Helms and his family to Disney World for a Make-A-Wish. So it's, we're not, we don't have HIPAA, so I can talk about what it is. So I think it's important that you get to know where it is. You get to really see the impact of the families you're helping. So. Yes.
I wanted to share something. This isn't a question. A friend of mine's mother had stage 4 metastatic lung cancer. They gave her months to live.
Mm-hmm.
DNA typing, they've isolated. She's a pathologist. I had this conversation yesterday. They've isolated 18 different DNA aberrations in this lung cancer she has. It's extremely expensive to do this.
Mm-hmm.
She's been alive for over 2 years now, and the cancers are shrinking all over her body. So we're real close to beating things that were uncurable.
That's correct.
But it takes more.
Yeah, absolutely. And it takes awareness, right? Honestly, it really does. And metastatic, whenever you hear that term metastatic means forever. So that's the problem with her right now. So right now, she's in a battle, like you talked about holding it at bay, where those cancer cells are not going to really ever go anywhere right now. So gene therapy is the other area where they're making great strides. And that would hopefully put it to an end. All right. All right, I have some cards, so if anybody wants some, and I have the tickets, so thank you for the opportunity, really. Thank you.
We're now ask you to do one more thing for us. If you can pick our winning raffle ticket.
As long as it's mine.
Read the last three, maybe.
All right, 1373. 86137.
All right, there.